The process of harvesting grapes has begun at vineyards across northern Michigan, and in a couple of years, we will be able to sample the bounty.
They are celebrating the release of some 2015 and 2016 reds at Hawthorne Vineyards in Traverse City. Aaron Malone and I take you there to talk about their unique red vintage, their flavor profiles, and the aging process.
We're calling it the Epic 2015 and 2016 releases.
Some beautiful reds have just been released into the Hawthorne Vineyards tasting room. A 2015 Cab Franc Merlot, 2016 Lemberger Pinot Noir, and Reserve Pinot Noir. Some produced in very small batches, under 50 cases.
The Cab Franc Merlot is lovely. It was aged 33 months in French oak. It's got lovely aromas of plum, tobacco, little oak spice. It's going to be absolutely stunning.
And they have some unique varietals here too. Some you may not have explored before.
So the Lemberger is actually an Austrian varietal. It's also known as Blaufränkisch. So you might see it some other places, some of the other wineries, they call it Blaufränkisch. We call it Lemberger. The typical characteristics of Lemberger, it's real peppery. Just think of like a nice pepper steak.
A shift in preferences of the palate happens in the tasting room from white to these new reds as summer fades to fall.
So stainless steel aging, typically the turnaround time is much faster. With your reds, you want them to stay in oak a little bit longer, so it's going to be a year or two, or in the case of our Cab Franc Merlot, 33 months in oak. Our winemaker is very proud of the fact that we can let our wines stay on oak as long as possible. And he wants them to be just exactly where they need to be before we release them.
And as the grapes for this year's vintage are shifting color and awaiting their aging process, the winemaker here works for months and months to provide just the perfect amount of variety that you can take note of.
2016 Pinot Noirs that we have, both of those were aged 19 months in oak, whereas the 2016 Reserve Pinot Noir was aged again 19 months, but in new French oak barrels, so it's going to have a much more prominent oaky profile than the Pinot Noir.
For BrewVine in Traverse City, I'm David Leiden.